All right, so this is gonna be a quick one. I won't be talking long. Hassan put forward the notion: are Trump supporters delusional? No, Trump supporters are not delusional. Trump supporters are just like us. They just have different ways of carrying out their objectives. We're socialists. We're on the left. We want a more secure society. I think about what Michael Brooks talked about in the Lafayette speech, where he spoke about how there is no perfect candidate. You know, talking about Bernie Sanders at the time. Talking about Bernie Sanders at the time. Because Bernie Sanders, I guess he was yelling at people at times and, doing old man stuff. Old elderly men felt they're not being listened to get mad. They raised their voices. They were talking about that. Obviously, Bernie Sanders is football fields above fucking Joe Biden. So things have actually gotten worse. Nobody likes Joe Biden. Just like Michael Brooks said, there's no perfect candidate. The candidate you're looking for doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. We want to believe in something, right? We want to put our hope on something or somebody. That's how Trump supporters are. They listen to Trump. They like the arrogance. They put stuff on him that we know he's not. Trump's a pussy. When he fired Mad Dog Mattis and he fired Sessions, he didn't have the balls to even tell him that in person. I think he fired Sessions on Facebook. He's a pussy. That's not man stuff. That's not Ronald Reagan, John Wayne type shit. That's pussy stuff. That's airing out dirty laundry. I didn't know that. But, and the taxes and all this, Trump is not, he's not the cowboy. He's not. Even if you're a conservative, you should know that. But because they want to believe in that, and they like that aura of telling people to go back to where they come from, and they like that aura, so they attach them. So I'm not talking about the fascists, I'm talking about the Nazis, I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about average Americans who support Trump no matter what, even after the tax stuff, even after the fraud on the children's charity that he had to close down. Yeah. All that stuff. No matter how bad it gets. They want... See, I said it before. Trump, his base is really just a segment of society that we've been dragging along for the last 100 years. They didn't support civil rights stuff. They didn't support gay marriage. They didn't want those. They had to get those things. And so Trump gave them the chance to go out here and scream and yell and make a bunch of noise. That's what his base is. They're not going anywhere. They're not, that's, regardless who wins, they're not going anywhere. And calling them deplorables isn't going to erase that. Now I don't support the violence. Obviously the violence and all that's a scary thing. And I'm the first one to acknowledge how dangerous the violence really is. It's terrifying. Hold on. Truck came by me just now. Yeah, obviously the violence and all that, that's bad. Of course, it's bad. The kidnapping stuff is bad. All this stuff divides the country and makes the political battleground more violent and that's wrong. But some of the Trump stuff, same thing with Obama. You had Obama supporters that said he's going to legalize marijuana. He didn't do it. He's going to close Guantanamo Bay. He didn't do it. There's a lot of shit that they put on Obama that he couldn't have done, and he didn't even say he was going to do. Just like that. The same thing with Trump supporters. So no, they're not delusional. Trump supporters are a lot of things. They're not delusional. They're very clear about what they believe in, and they're not confused. I think that calling your enemy delusional is demonized. I refuse to demonize my enemies. You know what I mean? When you do that, you can't understand what they think. They live in an era that's bygone, and they want the era of their grandparents, but that's not coming back. Dude, I'm watching Germany. They're getting ready to, they're going to be done with coal by the end of the 2020s. Actually, like before probably the middle of the 2020s. And Trump's still talking about fucking coal. Do you understand? You're dealing with people who are looking to a bygone era that nobody even wants and wasn't even good. Regurgitating stuff. My point is, they're not delusional. They've bought into lies and they've put their hopes. Trump is the great white hope. That's what it is. Great white hope. You may not like him. That's fine. But don't demean his supporters like that. That's all I'm saying. I think that it makes it hard to critique our enemy, which they are our enemy, but we have to have a conceptual understanding of what our enemy's doing. And when you just attack people and it doesn't, you get it? They know that the world is becoming browner. The world is not becoming whiter. They know that the world is becoming more urban. More people are going to the urban. People, they know that. I don't have to explain that to a redneck. That's been going on for many years. The world becoming more urban. The country becoming more urban. What does that mean? Republican Party's finished, dude. It's going to become more radical before it's finished. It's going to become more violent before it, but it's finished. It's done. Trump is just a symptom. He's a symptom of the end of an era. I don't like that kind of rhetoric. I don't like just calling people names. I think Hassan is a pretty smart guy. I think that he's smarter than that, and I think his people are smart. Maybe he was engaging in whataboutism, maybe it was just, hot take stuff, but we have to understand why so many people are willing to go to these rallies and risk catching COVID. When you've already had Trump catch it, you've already had Herman Cain die of this thing. They know this. We have to understand why that is. Thanks for listening.